Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know.
Hello YouTube, it's your girl Kimberly. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. In this video, I am going to talk about, yes, the Patrick Ta eyeshadows are expensive, but I have a few questions about why everyone is so outraged. So let's talk about it. But before we jump into it, please subscribe to the channel. It is a free and easy way for you to support the channel. Also, I don't want you to miss out on any of the beauty, hair, skincare, makeup, nails videos that we make for the channel. We want you to be a part of the crew, so hit that subscribe button. You won't regret it, I absolutely promise. Okay, if you like the video, hit the like button and hit the notification bell if you want to be first to know when I post a new video or when I go live. So I am going to start off by saying, just so there is no confusion, I am not wearing the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palettes. Clearly these colors are like too fun for those. They're like mostly plain. I'm actually wearing the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 6 eyeshadows if you're interested in shimmery shadows. And let's get into it to talk about these eyeshadows. It's been very controversial. Everyone has been talking about it, and I kind of get it, but I also kind of don't. So basically, Patrick Ta's other products, specifically the Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Foundation, was very controversial because the price was $58 and people felt like that was so expensive. So now he, a couple of months later, is coming out with the eyeshadow duo. So it's two eyeshadows for $48. Whatever the official price is, I will put it in the, actually I have my phone right here, we're gonna check, because I've been hearing people say 45, 42, 48, and I do know that people are making videos from different countries, so I'm just gonna see how much it is in the United States, but I'm pretty sure it's like around $42. So it's $42 for two eyeshadows. So some people have been in an uproar, it's too expensive. Michaela tried to say that these e.l.f. shadows are same and you don't need to spend the money on the Patrick. Patrick had to come out and do his own TikTok video basically saying these are the price of all these other single shadows. Mine is a duo, so it's technically a better deal than all of these, and it's a slurry, it's not a pressed powder, so there's no other product on the market like it, so that's why it's worth the $42. One, yes, I see you. Yes, I agree that the $42 for two eyeshadows is expensive. However, I understand, based on, especially after watching like the Lipstick Lesbians video and hearing his comparison and thinking of my own experience in buying single shadows, this is very comparable, usual of the single shadow situation. Urban Decay has like a sparkly moonshine shadow. Too Faced has a sparkly shadow that's a single. NARS used to have, like, they used to be known for their single eyeshadows that were shimmery, and none of them were cheap. And for me personally, that's why I was always an eyeshadow palette kind of person, because I would see the individual shades, especially at MAC shades are gorgeous, and at the time, this was years ago, so I feel like they used to be 20 something dollars. I think now they're closer to 30, and I used to think like that's a gorgeous shade, but instead of paying 20 for one, I could get a palette that's 40 and get 12 colors. So I always was gravitate towards the palettes because I just feel like it's a better deal. For example, this was $128, but because you get 18 shades, granted they're very smaller wells, so it's not as much product as the Patrick Ta duo, but it comes out to $7 a shade. That's a good deal to me. Like, and I'm getting the glitter. Now granted, a lot of his are like gold and natural, neutrally looking shades, so this has color, so it's not same, but I feel like there's got to be something comparable that's going to be cheaper. Also, this whole idea of it's a slurry, yes, it's a new kind of make that we don't have other eyeshadows like that on the market. But does that create a look that looks different from other eyeshadows in the market? I would venture to say not. When I looked at his marketing materials before the two pan was known about it, and then they were just like, oh, look at these pictures of the models with the eyeshadows, I thought it was another palette like his other palettes, because he has palettes that have glitter shades in them. So I just thought, oh, it's another palette. This iteration is going to have pinks and golds in one. That's smart. And no, it ended up being duo. So yes, I think they're expensive. Yes, I understand why people are complaining about them. But like I said, for me, single shadows and duos were always just didn't financially make sense to me. Also, I like options, especially when I'm traveling with my makeup, to then what, for the whole weekend when I'm out of town, only have what, 2 colors to choose from. And as much as 2016 makeup is coming back, even if you look at the marketing pictures, they use more colors than the duos. Like there was like some black shadow in the cut creases and stuff like that. Like they're clearly using other palettes, so you can't even make the looks from the ads for the shadow with just that product, because duos don't work like that. You always need something else to try to build off of, add dimension, and make the look proportional. You can't just use 2 straight glitter eyeshadows and that's it. So they still needed another palette. So that's why in my mind I'm just like, forget the duos, give me the full palette. So but I understand what people are saying from both sides. Me personally, me speaking to you, skip it. I've been seeing everyone's reviews who are not influencers who get PR. They're people who purchase it themselves and they're using it, and I haven't seen anybody that felt like they were getting a $42 experience. And usually what happens is that the emotional part makes up for it. Now this is very different. She is worth the money. Even with the oily skin, she's gonna look amazing. So I'm not wearing any foundation in this video now, but this is my new favorite foundation. Like this and the Dior, I go back and forth, but she beats out the Dior. That foundation is absolutely worth it. But in terms of these eyeshadows, me personally, I feel like maybe get one, try it yourself, see how you feel about it. But I could definitely see skipping it and just using something else, because at the end of the day, you can't tell that it's a slurry. On his swatches, you can see that it looks really pigmented and like blinding, but I haven't seen anyone else that's been able to recreate that on the YouTube videos. So not to say that he's lying or anything, but I'm just like, if it creates this blinding gold shimmery effect, like why can no one else get it? Or I see people who are packing it on, and then they get that kind of look like the swatches on his finger, and I'm like, that's taking too much product, especially since it's $42 for them to build it up to get a look that looks like the look he did on his models. So he said in his video that the lighting in his room didn't do it justice, so you couldn't really see exactly how gorgeous it looked. But I would say to the Patrick Ta team, it would be great if you guys could recreate a situation where we can see that look. So perhaps he does a model's makeup outdoors or some kind of situation like that, because it's not reading as gorgeous as you're saying through the camera, and you keep saying it's not reading, but like, so then how do I see it that gorgeous? So yes, it is too expensive, and a lot of makeup is getting more and more expensive. Everything in life, prices are edging up. And because people are willing to spend so much money on drugstore mass makeup, I think the prestige brands are absolutely taking advantage of that. If they're like, well, if you're going to give NYX $20 for a foundation, we're going to make ours $60. And I think that that is something that's just going to happen from now on. So it's just whether or not is that brand making something that's luxurious, works well, performs great, and then it feels like it's worth it, or if it's just like, nah, this is drugstore, I'm gonna stick with drugstore. So that is my 2 cents. Let me know how you feel about the controversy below. I feel like new generations don't even wear eyeshadow like that, so because eyeshadow is like for aunties. So I'm like, do you guys even care about this Patrick Ta foundation, eyeshadow situation? And let me know in the comment section below. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be